Okay, let me ask you this. Why would Zendaya, Lady Gaga, and Demi Moore all choose to wear a brand literally called Fecal Matter to some of the biggest events in pop culture? That's not a typo. We're talking about Matières Fécales, a Paris-based label with a name that translates to fecal matter in French. And no, this isn't some edgy TikTok gag. This brand is being worn by A-listers, stocked in high-end stores like Dover Street Market, and collaborating with Christian Louboutin. So what's going on here? Why is the fashion world obsessed with something that sounds like a middle schooler's prank? Let's unpack this. First, let's address the elephant in the room, the name. When Hannah Rose Dalton and Stephen Raj Bhaskaran started this brand as design students in Montreal, they weren't trying to be gross. They were trying to be disruptive. In their words, the fashion industry is full of waste, and they wanted to highlight that by giving their brand a name that forces people to confront the dirtiness of fast fashion, consumerism, and superficiality. But here's the twist. They dressed it up in French, because let's be real, nothing sounds classier than something vulgar said in a Parisian accent. It's genius, honestly. They're forcing high fashion to eat its own hypocrisy. You want exclusivity? Here's a name that reminds you of everything you're pretending not to see. Now, let's talk about the designs themselves. This isn't just shock value. The clothes are hauntingly beautiful. Think distorted silhouettes, decayed textures, and a color palette that's equal parts gothic and ethereal. The same brand that made Zendaya look like an angelic vision with feathered wings also dressed Sarah Paulson in a gray, money mask-wearing dystopian nightmare for the Met Gala. That contrast? That's the whole point. What fascinates me is how they balance the grotesque and the glamorous. It's like if Tim Burton teamed up with Alexander McQueen to critique capitalism while designing prom dresses. And this isn't just about looking weird for clout. This is art. Their 2024 collection, the 1%, literally used dollar bills as accessories to comment on how power corrupts. Most brands want to sell you a lifestyle. These designers want to sell you a philosophy, and they're not hiding it under pretty packaging. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Why now? Why is this brand blowing up in 2024? Personally, I think it's because we're all exhausted by the same recycled trends. Scroll through Instagram, and you'll see 15 influencers wearing the exact same Zara dress. Matières Fécales isn't trying to blend in. They're a middle finger to homogeneity. As one stylist put it, their work can't be replicated. And in an era where everyone's chasing virality, people are craving uniqueness, even if it comes with a side of controversy. Plus, let's not pretend we're not all a little obsessed with the taboo. Wearing a brand called Fecal Matter is a flex. It's like saying, I'm above the chaos. It's fashion's version of being too cool for school. And let's talk about the celebrities buying into this. Demi Moore, who's known for sleek minimalism, wearing a frayed pink cupcake gown. That's not just a style choice, it's a statement. Same with Kylie Jenner in a Dunkin' Donuts ad wearing a hyper-structured blazer that screams I'm here to destabilize your breakfast routine. These stars aren't just wearing clothes, they're participating in performance art. Which makes me wonder, is the brand's success less about the clothes and more about the narrative? Because if you're buying into Matières Fécales, you're not just buying a dress, you're buying a conversation starter. You're paying for the privilege of explaining to your Instagram comments why fecal and fashion belong in the same sentence. But here's the deeper question. Is this the future of fashion? We're seeing brands like Gucci and Balenciaga lean into surrealism and subversion, but Matières Fécales takes it to an extreme. They're not just selling products, they're selling a critique of the system they're thriving in. It's like a parasite that becomes the host. And if you think about it, that's the ultimate power move. By embracing the fecal matter of fashion, they're redefining what luxury means. It's no longer about perfection, It's about embracing the rot, the decay, the mess. Because let's face it, the old model is crumbling. Maybe the only way forward is to step in the poop and make it sparkle. So what do you think? Is this genius? Or is the fashion world just desperate for attention? Drop your thoughts below. And if you found this analysis interesting, smash that like button and subscribe. Because trust me, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the wild world of avant-garde fashion. See you in the next one.